Hello and welcome to another edition of The Unconventional Grower on Pot 14, somewhere in the big wide world. Today's video, we're going to be doing the harvest of the tea that's now dried out. We've now got asparagus that's sitting proud, a couple of spears of these to harvest, and just round this side we've also got some healthy spears down here that need harvesting. We're also going to be looking at taking a harvest of leeks again, and also in this video we're going to be planting the garlic out in place of the tea. We're going to put another fig in there, and we also bought a couple of blueberries as well, which we're going to put into this bed here, and that is just going to be today's video, nothing else, nothing more. Right, let's get to it. So first on the agenda is just simply picking the leaves off the tea. And what we'll do when we get back home is we'll put these into a food processor and grind them up, and then we can put them into the tea strainer and make a brew. So I'll get that on camera so you can see that. Right, I'll finish this and then we'll get this in. So that's just about the last of the tea leaves harvested, just one or two small ones around the side. That's produced a hefty size, if I'm honest. Right, that plant's going to come out now and the figs are going to go in its place. So that's the fig now in place. I'm now going to switch my attention over to the asparagus just as I crawl across. I'm just going to simply cut these down. I'm going to leave that so. That's two. Oh, that one's it's almost going into. Just try and get that properly on camera, but that's almost quite woody, is that one already. Just going to watch out for that. I'm going to take that early spear as well there. So that's three. And move around here. That was easy enough. Nicely done. I could do with getting a few more of the asparagus plants and making another round of investments, but that's not bad. I'm just now rounding the onion bed. There's a pan up. Look at the blossom. That really does give hope for this season. And you can see just through there we've got the other apple trees in blossom as well, so we're really hopeful for a good harvest this season of apples. Right, okay, so we're going to get the garlic in. I'm just going to give that a wiggle as we plant that in. Bury the hole. This is just garlic from the kitchen that's not been used. It started to sprout, and what we'll just do is just get it into the onion bed. Why not? It's better than it going on the compost heap. I'm making a mess with this one. Good idea to actually bury it with the roots rather than have it on top of the ground. Yeah, just a couple more to get in. Next on the agenda is to get a couple of these leeks harvested. try and get this one over here as well. And we'll get those roots chopped off. Right, that's that done. I'm also tempted to make a start harvesting the rhubarb, because we've got quite a healthy showing now. So just in the process of getting the rhubarb. Had to invent a way of getting that harvested one-handed. Top and tail it. Top, which was poisonous, goes into the compost heap, and the other into the bag. Right, crack on. Right, I'm now going to get the 2 blueberries into this bed here. So they don't look too bad. They've got a few flowers on at the moment. Brigitte, apparently. Right, would help if you got a hole dug in amongst the beetroot. Just off camera, never mind. There we go. That's the first one in. Right, I'll get the second one in. An additional task I am going to do, well, over and above harvest these onions here, is to get this box house weeded, because that is in need. So I'll get on with that, and then I'm probably going to harvest a few more of these onions as well that were kept in. A couple down here as well, so I might give a good little harvest of those. So I've completed the weeding, and in amongst doing that, I found these tomatoes. Now these are from the plants from last season. As the tomatoes have fallen, the seeds have germinated. Now they've just flopped over a little bit just because I've given them a bit of a heavier watering, but I think they'll come round. I'm going to leave these in. I'm going to see what happens with these. I think they'll be F1 varieties. Therefore, I don't think I'll go back to the variety that was in last season. However, we're just going to give them a go. We've nothing else earmarked for this bed for now, so we'll see how they get on. Right, I've got the netting on all 3 sides. I've just stapled this one on the top. You can just lift that up. I've just snagged that over the other side, so that's enabling me now to get into there. And I'm going to just transplant some of those cauliflowers now, after the opportunity, and that'll just about be it. So that's the cauliflower now into here, and we've just got a bit of a void down now, obviously where the cauliflowers were. And what I'm tempted to do is just plant some of those brassicas out, the remaining brassicas into that bed here. So I'll get on with that now, and then that will conclude today's activities. Right, that's the cabbages in there, and so that brings us to the end of today's video. So thank you for watching, and join us again soon. So we've now got the tea that's been drying for a couple of days, and so what we're going to do now is just simply put it into the food processor and then grind that up. So let's get on to it. So we've now got that tea ground up, and just look at the difference, the volume Now it's all compressed down. So that's now into a cafetiere type vestibule. All thing to do now is add water. Just a small cup, because I don't think there's enough in there to make a big pint of tea. Maybe add a bit more. Right, we're going to let that stew, let that brew for quite a while. That is not a bad brew. Not a bad brew. It's a shame that the tea plant has succumbed. However, the whole plant has made half a pint of tea. So, there we go. Right, thanks for watching. Join us again soon.